in real time we are having so many things to do. For arrangement purpose, we are, for example, if you are like you are a book lover, you have a bulk of storages like novels and some other things like comics, newspapers. So based on that, we have to arrange in each and a separate desktop or a separate space for this each varieties of book. From the real example, the data types also have types of varieties of data. That means collection of information which will be real, number, characters or integer, whatever it may be. So those things have been stored in various types of collections. Here I am going to talk about data types. Let's move to the next slide. Data types is, you already know, it's a collection of information. It having variables collections, as well as machine only knows machine learning languages like zeros and one. Based on zeros and one, it will be convert the integers and also the character wise. And the data types has been mainly classified into three various types: all primary data types, derived data types, and user-defined data types. So primary data types are, what is the primary data types? It is a must for a data type. That means all integers and float points or characters or some other things like void. Here I am giving a fifth option is void. Void is means it's nothing in the C languages. First of all, I will go one by one. First is an integer. Integer is an whole number. It only indicates the number values like zeros, 1 and negative value and positive value. And after that, characters. Characters, you all know that it's alphabetic letters like A to Z and some other small caps or lower caps values. After that, floating point. Floating point is a decimal point system. Decimal point system, it means like 1 point something, it will go on infinity. That's all things has been come under the floating point. It will becomes under a double or long double. Later we will discuss about this each and every topics. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Is the integer data type. So integer data type is, I already told that, is a positive whole number or it is a negative value. Here, if you are using a C program, you have to enter a mobile number or some other number like number values like 1 or 2 or infinity numbers. It all stored in integer data types. Integer data types are stored in the size of an operator. That means your integer value has been calculated based on the size of its operations. Here we are using unsigned and unsigned data types. Integer data types. Unsigned data types, it indicates from minus negative value to positive value within the range, and unsigned integer data types only indicates the positive value alone. So unsigned signed integer data types will be differ based on the which computer system you are using. That means in every each system we are using a different types of data. That means suppose I am using 16 bits of computer system, microprocessor in computer system, that the integer value may be different. And for 22 bits and for 62 bits computer microprocessor systems, each and every integer values are differs. Here is there. Yeah, I already told that unsigned data types is a large data types integers. It can be used to process that information. Here we are having a for 32-bit microprocessor. Its range around -2147 and 48642 to 2417483672. It indicates a phone number or some other bank account statements like that. Though some numbers will be in around with this range. That size may be equal to 2 bytes or 4 bytes. Bytes, it indicates 1 byte indicates 8 bits. That means 8 types of integers values. That format specified may be indicated by %d. %d is an integer data type. Here is a syntax for integer data types. It's printf %d. You have to give that integer value. Integer value it may be a negative or positive. For long size bit, if it's long integer means you have to give size of integer value. Size of integer value is a predefined functions. Size of integer value predefined function indicates only the integer's value size. Here, so those things have to covered in integer data type. We have a separate program for this. from this, based on this syntax program, we can create any other number of programs or any other bank opening program. Okay. For other than that, integer may be classified into two main categories. After that, we have classified the integers into short and long terms, equilibrium physical equivalents. That means we have 2 and 4 bits representatively. It will have depends upon an operating system hardware are we are using. Here the shorts are at 2 bits at least, and longs are 4 bits, and shorts are never than bigger than int values, and int values are never than bigger than the short ones. So long and short is represents the value have been used. So here we have a 32-bit CG compiler for short, unsigned and unsigned int and unsigned short, shin and long int and unsigned long int, long and long int and unsigned long and long int. Here this all the data types we have declared in integers. That it have a memory for each and every data integer types have been classified into memory wise. Here memory wise it will differ only for a 32-bit compiler. It ranges around minus 32 to 760 for short int. It contains 1 or 2 bits from this range. Those ranges are classified like this. Here another data type is a character data types. It allows only the single character type. That means I have to store on one character. The storage level of this character may be range will be minus 128 to 127. That's what this stands for means. If I am having my name, I have to print my name as single character. I have to use character data type. It is specified by %c and its size may be on 1 byte. So syntax have a represent as %c/98. Here I have given a 98 value because 98 value in ANSS standard formation. 98 value it will be printed as in small lower cases. Each and every value of smaller case and lower case integers has been recorded in this memory systems. So it is for integer character type. The character types have for 32-bit CTC compiler, signed and unsigned only you have to declare, because it don't need for long and long like as number. For character it will have only a long and signed and unsigned. Each carries on 1 byte each. So signed characters it may be minus 128 to 127, and unsigned character bits is 0 to 125. So here it is clear about this character data types, and we are going for a floating type. Floating point. Here is floating point is mentioned as a decimal number. We already declared on character and we have already declared on integer. Here we are going to declare on floating data types. Floating data types are used only to store the floating value functions. In this value functions, we store this number with floating value with a single expressions. That means here I am indicating is 1.2 e minus 28. That means exponent value. That exponent value indicates means like e power 1 is indicates some value. Here I am using e power minus 8 to e power minus 8. This is the range. I am not using this. This is the range for each and every computer systems. So for floating point, each computer systems have calculated minimum 4 bytes for these functions. So format for floating point is %f. So here I am declaring %f as /a. It indicates that floating point value. So that's all about floating points. We have having a floating point. In this floating point, we have having a double data type values. Double data type in floating point values we used to store the decimal number with double prescriptions. That means we used to a numerical value it holds the numbers with the decimal value inside. Data types is basically having an enormous number of data types. Here we have to declare mainly floating points. Each and every systems we having some pointed value. If suppose we have divided by 2 to 8 divided by 585 something is in mathematical expression, it will give around some round of value, or else it will give us full numbers. We are giving some round of value, but system will not give that round of value. It will indicate that overall the after point decimal system we are having some numbers. No, it will have printed in the screen. So for that values, they are mainly using a double data type value. So for any other higher mathematical numbers value, it will around 16 to 17 digits. Okay. Then range is 1.7e minus 308 to 1.7 plus 308. It is exponential value and its for double its size is 8 bits and its format is LF. Small lowercase LF represents the double value and caps epsilon is range defines the long double value. If an employee working in a company, we have to store an enormous amount of data in a floating pipeline. If I am having a salary around 22,528 rupees, I have to round off my annual average value. My annual average value may comes under some pointed value. If I am working in a normal company, my salary will become around. If I am working for some other MNC or a US-based company, or I'm in a top of this company, I earn in millions or something. It will be calculated in this type, like it will come around as long type value. Okay, then the table and column for 32-bit CG compiler is float and double and long double. Float is 4 bytes, double is 8. For the long double memories, it's 6 streams. Its range around 1.28 exponential value of power to the minus 38 to 3 power 4 in the exponential value of plus 38. And then double is 1.e power minus 32 to 1.7 e to the power plus 308. So for long double it's 16 bits. For 3.4 e to the power minus 4932 to 1.1 e to the power plus 492. That's all. Then we have finally come to the conclusions of last data type, that is void data type. Void data type is used to specify the no values in process. Because if we are declaring some value like empty, we have to give some, it may be either character, it may be either integer, it may be either a floating point. So I have to declare in one function and using a void data type. So void data type returns nothing, it may be returns anything in these programs. Like it has no values and no operations, it represents nothing, and it is used in a multiple functions return types. Void is only used to return the function types. So it may be